What's the deal with diet soda, artificially sweetened beverages? Are they better or worse for us? Most people focus on the research looking at weight loss outcomes and insulin sensitivity. And the data in this regard is extremely mixed. Some studies show diet beverages are better, some show neutral, some show worse. There's no scientific consensus at the moment. So let's set that aside and instead consider risk of cardiovascular disease, cancer, and all-cause mortality, a general indicator of health and longevity, where the data is much more consistent. And the results are, it depends. It depends on how much diet drinks you're consuming and what you would drink instead. If you would otherwise be drinking regular soda, 2 or more per day, then swapping at least some of that for a diet soda option is a good trade. And that's because when added sugars surpass 10% of total calories, risk of all kinds of negative health outcomes, including cardiovascular disease and all-cause mortality, go up pretty steeply too. But if you drink 1 or fewer sodas per day and don't have other major sources of added sugars in your diet, in that case, it doesn't really matter if you opt for a regular Coke or a Diet Coke. Okay, so what if you drink 2 or more diet drinks per day and you would otherwise drink water or some other unsweetened beverage like tea or coffee? In this case, it's a bad trade. Studies do show that drinking diet drinks increases risk of cardiovascular disease, cancer, and all-cause mortality. It's just that the amount that diet beverages increase risk is much less than the amount that sugar-sweetened beverages increases risk. And different studies show a different cusp for that negative effect. Some are around 1 diet drink per day and others up to 2.5 diet drinks per day. So compared to water or something that improves health outcomes like tea and coffee in moderation, a Diet Coke would be not as good from a health perspective. But again, 1 or fewer diet beverages per day has a neutral impact on health. Follow-up question, does it matter which sweetener you choose? There are extremely few studies comparing the health impact of different sweeteners. Certainly not enough to answer that question. So whether or not diet beverages are good for you depends on where you're at, how much of it you're drinking, and what would you drink in its place. And because this is a nuanced conversation, I think it's really important that we don't label any of these beverages as good or bad. Context is everything.